There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Detroit Lions. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This is fielded a couple yards deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
What now? You want it, eh?
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert.
Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
Squeeze, double.
On 2nd and 12, Carr. It's caught inside the 25. And he's taken down all the way inside the LA 10. A big play there for Detroit. 49 yards.
First down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set up. 60 outlaw. Target.
Now the 2nd year back from LSU, it's Darius Geis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And got his man complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Deebo Samuel, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a gain of 35. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people were worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see...
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Darren Waller, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 14-7. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Jones on third down. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there for L.A. 49 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. On first down, this is Geis. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
30 base. Look at me. Go, go.
Slam, slam, slam.
Go, go. 5.
On second and 12, Jones looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Hey, Delta, recon, 132 fighter. Hey, go.
Now Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And that'll make it third down. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Hey, wahoo!
Ready?
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. And McManus able to put it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Push him back.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd.
694.
53 to Mike.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was
and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And now it's 3rd down.
Hey, orbit. Ready?
From the gun, Jones. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bruce Irvin picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to
under pressure here, and
their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now left side
as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Now a first down carry by Jones. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now. 180. 180. We're good. 185. That's it.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. Caught by Jones. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Give him 32 yards as we inch our way to the 2-minute warning. He had one touchdown earlier, nearly a second one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner. Everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Robbie Anderson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jones operating from the gun. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Jones now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Alpha.
Operating from the gun, Jones. He's got his man. It's Andrews. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Throwing Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. What's the correct call?
It's complete to Williams. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now second and inches. Second down and inches. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Mark Andrews. Incomplete. Byron Jones on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches.
Watch left.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The kick by McManus is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get time. Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here's Jones off the play fake. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
19's me. 19's me.
Single receiver. 5.
Shotgun handoff down to Geis. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The intended target was the rookie Terry McLaurin. That'll bring up second down.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
Jones to throw again. Well, this is caught by Williams. They get Elton Jenkins, the second rounder from Mississippi State. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said, 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
Now Drake, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Jones. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to the ground on 1st. It's Geis. Now Geis stripped. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The tackle made back at his own 49.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Carr. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And able to find Dorsett. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A 3rd down gain of 19. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Carr. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And down inside the 15 he goes. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Into the red zone. It's Carr. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Charger drive about to get going. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bruce Irvin getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. 2nd and 15. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
From midfield, here's Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a first down. Carr now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. And he's got it complete to Anderson. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On second down, it's Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Here's Carr to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job.
And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. 3rd down, here's Geis, and he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
1st down, Chargers.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jones now on 1st and 10. He's got it to Williams. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Now a desperation throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Counterplay, Drake, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Carr. Found his target, it's Anderson. A gain of 37. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better.